This is WFYI News Now. It's July 7th, and I'm Abriana Herron. On today's show, 94 people earn their U.S. citizenship in an annual ceremony. The Trump administration won't be dispersing nearly $7 billion in federal education grants. Indiana 5051 and Indivisible Central Indiana co-host a 4th of July picnic. And new cases of HIV continued to rise in Indianapolis over the past few years.
I feel like we've been working very hard to get the epidemic under control. A lot of that will fall away and will be reversed with some of the cuts that we're expecting.
Those stories coming up, but first. A mass shooting in downtown Indianapolis early Saturday left 2 teenagers dead and 5 others injured. Now city officials pledge new security efforts and stricter enforcement of youth curfew laws. Mayor Joe Hogsett says his office will work with city police to enforce current curfew laws for teenagers. Indianapolis Police Chief Chris Bailey and Hogsett say other changes are coming to downtown, including new security cameras in the areas of concern and increased officer presence in partnership with the Indiana State Police. Some of America's newest citizens took the Oath of Citizenship in downtown Indianapolis Thursday as the country celebrates its 249th birthday. Federal Judge Sarah Evans Barker oversaw the ceremony in a packed courtroom. She acknowledged the larger tension around immigration in the country, but says that the new citizens have earned their right to be here.
You belong here. You deserve to be here. And we want you here. If anyone ever suggests otherwise to you, you tell them that Judge Barker down in the federal court said that that is not true.
The Benjamin Harrison Presidential Center previously hosted the ceremony. This year, judges decided to move the ceremony to the courthouse, according to a spokesperson for the district court. 94 people from 33 countries earned citizenship Thursday. After a reading of the Bill of Rights, 2 musical performances, and remarks, people broke out for a reception with cookies. The League of Women Voters was on site to register new citizens to vote. The Trump administration told states last week that it won't be dispersing nearly $7 billion in federal education grants. That money would normally go to school programs for migrant students, English language learners, and before and after school learning. NPR reports that the U.S. Education Department typically disperses that funding by July 1st. Indiana expected to receive nearly $107 million in federal funding that is on hold. The state education department did not immediately respond to requests for comment. This past holiday weekend, scores of people gathered in Indianapolis to send a protest message to the Trump administration. It was one of the many protests nationally, and this one took a peaceful community approach, a picnic. Ron Newland of Indivisible Central Indiana said they didn't want to let the day go by without some kind of event.
So we decided to have a day where we can get folks together with like-minded people, celebrate if you feel like celebrating, just make some allies, if not.
The Pagoda Shelter at Garfield Park Arts Center was filled with people socializing, eating, and listening to music. Many of them joined to meet like-minded people and celebrate Independence Day, like Sharon Burgess.
I want to be with people who are aware of the times we're living in and are actively engaged in steps to push back.
People played games, ate hot dogs, and talked. Twyla Johnson is one of many who said the recent spending bill passed by Congress, now signed into law, was a shadow over the day.
Nobody wants to celebrate now. I mean, we're all mad. We're mad because he's trying to take our country away.
Indiana 5051's next major event nods to late Congressman John Lewis's civil rights legacy, titled Good Trouble Lives On, Indy. And for our final story today, New cases of HIV continued to rise in Indianapolis over the past few years. Now, Congress just passed a bill that would lead to reductions in Medicaid coverage. The Trump administration is also pursuing funding cuts to programs that support HIV testing and access to medication. Ben Thorpe reports some public health experts worry the city could see efforts to control the virus undone.
Indianapolis is part of 48 jurisdictions across the country considered hotspots for HIV because of their high number of new cases. Now, the Trump administration is trying to cut funding for HIV testing and prevention efforts, in addition to cuts to Medicaid. Alan Witchey leads the Damien Center, Indiana's largest HIV/AIDS service organization. He says that creates a perfect storm for patients.
I feel like we've been working very hard to get the epidemic under control. A lot of that will fall away and will be reversed with some of the cuts that we're expecting.
It's estimated that roughly 40% of people living with HIV in the U.S. are covered by Medicaid. I'm Ben Thorpe.
That's all for today's episode of WFYI News Now. Our podcast is produced by Drew Daudelin and Zach Bundy, with support from the news team at WFYI and public media journalists across the state. Our news director is Sarah Neal-Estes. Kendall Antron produced our music, and I'm your host, Abriana Herron. If you like today's episode, remember to subscribe and share, and follow WFYI on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube to check in on our newsroom throughout the day. Thanks for listening. We'll be back tomorrow.